Okay, it's time. It's time to get started. You wouldn't think so, because everything on the time vortex is breaking today. Smoke and all that stuff on the other side. But I'm not here. I'm not there with the. I don't have to deal with that. I made it work. So, welcome into the Nutmeg Tavern. It is Friday, and we are here as like it seems like every week. I don't know what it is, but we burst open the doors, we start the fire, we get everything stocked up, and we let everybody come in. So you are welcome in. I'm your host, John Townsend. We are going to be covering 18th century topics today. And this one's kind of it's a bit of a free-for-all. I mean, I've got a small topic, but you get to jump in with whatever you like. I am joined on the other side of that swirly whirly time vortex by Lauren, who's in the chat.
Hi.
And Ivy, the disembodied voice on the console.
Hello. Lauren's a disembodied voice too.
Yes, exactly. Both two disembodied voices I am joined by. So, I think Lauren's got a question to start us right up.
I do. Very summer related. So, this is a question from Lily Shambles. And the question is, can I use ginger wine or beer in the cucumber ice cream as I can't find the brandy? Or in this case, ginger brandy.
Okay, well, so I am not the perfect expert on that because apparently it's Victorian. I had never heard of it before. But, I mean, I love gingery kind of flavor things anyway. So, it's fun. And it's like, is the brandy going to do something with the ice cream that other things wouldn't? I don't think I think that, like Lauren suggested, that it's just there as a sort of ginger essence, right? Bringing that flavor. And, because I don't think it's going to do.
I don't think it'd change the chemistry much.
Yeah, I don't think, exactly. So I would go with anything that's going to bring in a nice ginger pop for you, right? And they even make like ginger drops. You need just ginger, bang, flavor. They make like little bottles that are just ginger drops. And that might be the real thing to drop in there. It gives you the best of all the worlds without watering it down, right? So if we add a bunch of, maybe the brandy's a little bit more concentrated, rather than a ginger beer. It depends on what you're trying to put in there. But if you want flavor, aim for the flavor.
So do you know that about ginger drops because you just add in everything? You're like, to anything you...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, good to go.
Okay, so we wanted to. So the title was "Sweltering Summer" because it's summertime and it's always hot, right? It's like, when do we not have some kind of really hot weather? Actually, right this second, our weather is good, but it has been super hot here a little bit this summer. I personally am not bothered by a bunch of warm weather. I'll go out and be in the sun when other people can't handle it. It's like, it doesn't bother me that much. But what were people talking about in the 18th century? And I didn't dig into pre-18th century. There's probably something really interesting to dig around with to see what people in the 17th century. So, well, what are they saying in 1620, right? So they've just come over from England. Maybe they're in New England, maybe they're in Virginia, whatever spot they are, and I'm sure it was a rude awakening. We have multiple things that are talking about the weather. It is just like, this is some kind of freak zone here. It gets really, really hot and it gets really, really cold. People coming from England where the weather is extremely temperate because of the ocean currents. I don't know, whatever the story is. It's very temperate. It doesn't get really hot. It doesn't get really cold. Here in North America, we have these wonderful, just like you never know what is going to happen with the weather. It's like snowing and then it's 90 degrees out. In fact, some of the folks here in the 18th century are complaining about that, that very thing. So let's hear it from some of their own words. We've got some little short things. I specifically kind of gathered up ones from England and from, or let's say Great Britain and North America, specifically from the time period of our 18th century. And we start off here with Jonathan Swift, who's not in North America, but he's in England, and he was writing in the very early part of the century, and we know him for things like Gulliver's Travels and those kind of things, and he was kind of very satirical, and I'm not sure very many people were his friends, or he had very many friends. But he did have one very long-standing private correspondence with Esther Johnson, or Stella, and this is some of his more personal writings. And he talks about errands and dinners and whatever. But here he is complaining about the summer heat, and in Great Britain he says, "Nothing makes me so excessively peevish as hot weather." I think a lot of people can.
I sympathize.
Yes, like, peevish. That is a problem. We have a term that we can all grab onto and say, yes. In 1714, 1715, Samuel Sewall, actually much earlier than that and later than that, he has his diaries in Boston, Massachusetts. He was actually kind of connected with the Salem witch trials. Afterwards, he kind of apologizes, but he keeps a long diary, and all the way up in the 1730s. And most of it is court documents or business and funerals and family affairs, generally kind of little short things. And a lot of people are writing things that are very, writers generally in the 18th century, they're not spending a lot of time talking about the me, right? Things are happening, this happened, that happened, but that's not like, I felt bad this morning. They don't generally do that kind of thing. But weather is something different. So here he is in 1714. It's time for a Harvard commencement. The governor and the overseers order the commencement to be kept on the last Wednesday in August annually because of the heat, etc. So they actually adjust the time of commencement because of the weather and specifically the heat. August 20th, 1714, there is a drought, and he wants to get together and have a public fast day to pray for getting rain and all this stuff. But here he is he needs to do this because of the hot weather, right? And then it's like, would have spoken to all the ministers in town, but it grew noon and very hot, which prevented me. So he can't get together with the people to pray for about the hot weather because of the hot weather. Here we are in August. This is like a week later, and he is a different entry, and it just ends with the extreme hot. still super hot. A week later, same year in September, a couple weeks later, I set out for Bristol with somebody Cornish, Johnson, Cornish, something like that. 'Twas so hot and late that he lodged at Billings. So they curtailed their travels because of the heat. And then a little bit later, the next year, he says, very hot, visited cousin Higginson sitting on her pallet bed. So it was so hot that somebody is sort of collapsed in their bedroom. Sometimes they didn't have the same kind of. A lot of times their beds would be like in the living room. So he's visiting this person, and they're collapsed because of the heat there in August. And this is Massachusetts. We're not talking about Virginia here, but we're talking about the extreme heat in Massachusetts. 1749, Peter Kalm in his travels in North America, and there's just a tremendous Peter Kalm reading on the next video that comes out on Sunday. Just a beautiful piece that had to do with the topic, which is going to be a great episode. So make sure to check out on Sunday's episode with about a special spice from the New World. So it's going to be really good, and Peter Kalm talks about it. He says, in the greatest heat of summer, mosquitoes, are so numerous in some places that the air seemed to be full of them. And there are times when Peter Kalm writes a lot about the weather, but generally it's when it's really, really cold out, he's got nothing better to do, and he kind of transcribes things out of the newspapers that have to do with the extreme weather. And it's kind of interesting that the one time when he really talks about weather, it's because he has the time to read about it in newspapers. He went on to note that mosquitoes, those mosquito bites left behind painful red spots and blisters. And he talks about them attacking sleepers at night with a disagreeable humming right before they draw your blood.
You want to pause for a minute while
It's bad enough that they're attacking you with their, I don't know what it is this year, but at home, I don't know what, there's these weird bugs when we're walking in the woods. I've noticed them a lot in years past, but they'll fly right here.
I have noticed those.
It's like right in front of your eyes.
Yes.
The entire time. I don't know what they're doing.
And it's very just because they usually move, right?
Yeah.
So that you don't actually walk into a cloud of them, but it's very disconcerting to keep wanting to wave them away.
Yeah.
And
it's just like, get out of my.
okay, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so this first one is a super chat from Kensington. Would love to know if the Townsend's team saw Young Washington this summer, and if so, what we thought of it. Have you?
Did Whitney watch?
Okay, Mom went to go see it, right?
Right.
Did anybody else on the team mention seeing it? Aaron or Ryan?
I don't think Aaron or Ryan or Caleb saw it.
See, usually
I know Tim saw it and he really liked it.
did it good. So a lot of times when I go see movies, there's kind of different ways to watch them, but one of my favorite ways is to pause every 3 minutes or so to chat.
2 minutes, every 2 minutes.
Right? And I feel like this might be one of those. So you got to wait for it to come out.
No, she says pause.
Yes.
As the person with the controller,
Pop. I mean, you got to have a good, and
Yes.
and a 2 hour long movie can take like 4 hours.
yeah. Trying to watch a 30-minute episode show,
Yeah.
like
I mean, it's
an hour or two
it's
later.
fun. It's fun,
But you got to block out a bit bigger
just
length of
roll
time.
out the thing. That's why Lauren never watched full movies.
No. TV episodes are good because
Yeah.
you can do them in like an hour and a half, so it's good. Okay, so here.
Does anybody have comments about Young Washington? You wanna
Somebody
chat?
else had asked about it. I think there were a few people who had seen it, so yeah.
Sometimes things are a little too close to home, and so you don't. It's like, I don't know what to say.
So here's another super chat. This one's from Puniki. Hey John, do you know whether rye and rye bread was as much of a staple in the Anglosphere, early US, UK, as it's been in Europe historically?
Yeah, so it is for different kind of segments of. It's odd that we see them fairly monolithically today, and we certainly, I believe, mistakenly look back in history and we monolithically look at what's going on with the colonies or different areas in Great Britain, and they're very diverse. And I mean, they're diverse today, but we kind of lump them together historically sometimes, and they can be extremely different from one place to another. And you will find some places really relying on oats, other places really relying on barley or wheat, and they use them specifically, and these things change through time. And we do have some great reliance on rye, specifically in places in North America where they mix it with cornmeal to make the rye and corn style bread. And so that's one specific place. And these things certainly change through the time. I mean, we look at this kind of 100-year time frame, and we even back up and look at basically a 200-year time frame a lot of times, going from 1620s up to 1820s in some cases. And those things are going to change over time, specifically because the crops get attacked by different like the rye fungus that comes in and changes what happens to rye at different times in the 18th century. But yes, it has a firm place in different places in North America and Great Britain in our time period.
So something I just wanted to mention, somebody was asking if anyone was going to be at the Redcoats and Rebels event at Old Sturbridge Village. So I just thought I'd mention it in case anyone needed reminded that was happening, if they were in the area, that it was happening this weekend.
We won't be there, sorry.
Okay, so here is a question. Somebody was wondering, did they ever go swimming in the rivers? Do we run across people mentioning doing that? It seems like a great thing to do in summer.
They were bathing, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you look for swimming, you might not find it, but you will find people bathing in the rivers.
So often when you're trying to dig through, it's all about finding the right term.
Right, exactly. Like the reference to, sometimes you'll find artwork of people bathing in the ocean or in rivers or lakes or whatever. And it was like Benjamin Franklin talked about swimming. But I think that in some cases, people were like, you're doing what? Why? What? Swimming instead of just, when you're bathing, I got in the water and I got wet and, it cooled off.
Swimming is something quite different.
Is different, right? Actively kind of going somewhere instead of, so there's a little bit of talk about that, but not as much as you might think.
Somebody sends in a super chat. This is Tasha Novak. No comment, but an excited dog.
Is that okay?
Do you think it's a fox, maybe?
Oh, I see the person. I don't know what. Oh, that thing. Yes. I was confused. Yes.
Thank you. So somebody had a question. They were wondering, had you ever run across people talking about treating heat stroke in the time period?
No, I haven't run into it, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Right, and of course, just like with bathing / swimming,
right,
it could just be.
We'll get to something in a little bit.
Okay, and then some couple weather-related ones. Somebody was asking about hurricanes, and somebody else was asking about tornadoes. Did they mention them? How did they handle that?
I just saw a reference to a tornado. Yes. There we go.
Alas, there's not a lot one can do.
So, in North America, tornadoes are not common in a lot of the country. We just happen to live in tornado land. And even then, tornadoes aren't that common. So, and if you're not heavily populated, it's like Indiana was wilderness through the great part of our time period. There could have been tornadoes flowing through here, twice a year, and nobody would even know. In fact, the Battle of Fallen Timbers, took place, it's kind of north and east of here, up in Ohio, but it took place in a place where a tornado had knocked down lots of trees. So I think that's in the 1790s, like 1793 maybe, or 92. I'm not sure exactly about the date on that. So tornadoes are happening. It's just no regular people are around to talk about it.
If a tornado goes through the forest and no one
Did
writes
anyone
down
hear
that
it,
that
right?
happened.
Exactly.
Did it?
So hurricanes, yes, so you do get some things. Now, they didn't have the same kind of classification, so they might have said, it was a bad storm, it was a hurricane, when it was just a storm, all right? But regardless.
Okay.
Oh, you're ready for me.
Yes.
Okay. Philip Vickers Fithian. He was preparing for the ministry in 1773, 74 as a, excuse me. Got a piece of nutmeg stuck in my throat. He's a live-in tutor. And he's the journal's got kind of daily life on a Virginia plantation. Rose early after breakfast, rode to Deerfield and consulted Mr. Green, but he gives only his usual indifference. Dined at Mr. Nathan Leake's the day excessive hot, drank tea at Mrs. Peck's, and returned in the evening to Greenwich, or Greenwich, depending on how they say it there. Day was excessive hot, and then I drank tea. Just what I need on a nice hot day. Now, he may have drank tea, meaning visited with someone. It may not have been a very, very specific, we drank boiling hot tea that day kind of thing.
Maybe we got together and had a drink.
Exactly. Let's see. Now, Nicholas Cresswell, I think, we talk about Nicholas Cresswell like every 15 seconds here on the channel because he is such a descriptive writer at a very particular important point. He's writing from a very particular perspective, so we know the date, the time, what he's doing, where he's doing it, and we can read into a whole bunch of his writings because he isn't writing these terse little tiny things. He's writing about his feelings because he's a young man. He's got feelings. He thinks people need to know. Anyway, 1774. He's in Maryland. Shortly after his arrival, small blisters are broke out all over my body, attended with intolerable itching. They call it prickly heat, and say it's very wholesome. It may be so, for everything I can tell, but it's very troublesome. So, there's Nicholas Cresswell with the prickly heat, the very wholesome prickly heat. June, the same time. Find myself no better, recovering from a violent fever. However, doctors giving me more physic. Got to Nam and Joy. Almost dead with pain and fatigue, added to the excessive heat, which caused me to faint twice. Twice.
I feel like Nicholas Cresswell audiobook would be a candidate for one of those narrators who make sure to emphasize.
1774 in June, right after this, still convalescing. He says, able to walk about the house in such excessive hot weather, or I should mend faster. I don't blame him. Agreed with Captain Speak to live on board. Now this is when he's traveling down. He's traveling for his health, which, I mean, that's what we do today, right? We get sick. It's like, you should take a sea voyage, a cruise. So he takes a cruise down to Barbados. Agreed with Captain Speak to live on board. Find it too expensive for me to live ashore. They ask half a Johannes, a gold coin, per week for board. Excessive hot. Well, he's in the Caribbean in the middle of summer. Well, of course it's excessive hot. Cannot sell my bread at Speightstown. He has a venture on board. He's got some ship's biscuit that he brought along on the voyage to sell, hoping to make some money. He never makes any money, ever. Got to Bridgetown to dinner, most intolerably hot. He also talks about, times when it's excessively hot, the bugs, the whatever, especially when he's traveling in the wilderness for part of the time, couple of times. For several months, he's in Indian Territory, and he talks about the super hot weather. Let's see. Here is Gilbert White, 1779, and he's a Church of England curate in England. Sorry, not in New England, in Hampshire, and here he is talking about. He apparently had a thermometer. Can you imagine? He writes down Therm 79. The grass mowers complain of the heat. Now I wonder what scale his thermometer was, whether it was Fahrenheit or not. It's hard to say because in 1779 his thermometer may have been calibrated differently. If it was 79 degrees and it's excessive hot, it's like, you ain't seen nothing yet, buddy.
So, some of the people in the chat were looking at the bottle of the spruce beer over here. Should we retry and see what happens?
See, it's warmed up. It was cold, so which means it's pressurized even more.
Okay, I'm worried.
It's a really interesting look. I mean, it's like lots of bubbles.
We'll just have to try again next week.
Could explode at any minute. Every week I try to get to, so we got a little break there. Every week I try to get to the brand new and renewing YouTube members and Patreon folks. So brand new and renewing YouTube members, Catherine Johnson, Technical Bro, Sewing Panda. Like to see that. Sounds like get the needles poked in your paws. Anyway, Ian Hunt, Mr. J. Willis 1, Salmon is Decent, D, Nick Knock, Brenda Robinson, Randy Smith, Ed R, Rapid Jack, Pika Z Shalin, and B. And just B. There was a D up there, and there's a B. And we also have Frank H, who is a brand new Patreon folks. So truly, it is all you folks that, well, not all you, but you guys help us make it so that we are here every week reading crazy, strange things in the 18th century. So thank you for your amazing support. Do you have anything else to jump in with?
You're going to try the bottle one more time.
Oh, I did. You have to really let it.
Oh, okay. You got to let it set.
You gotta let it kind of. And I could smell the yeast now.
Ah.
And there it is, and there it is, and there. And sorry, guys, it's gonna be a while. Anyway, it's alive. It's still alive. It's literally 5 years old. Maybe even older. You could look it up to see.
I could. That's true. So was this a ginger beer or the spruce beer?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Oh,
I
we
didn't
can smell
label
this.
them.
Yes, that does happen sometimes. We're like, well, it's one.
Since we'll never be able to get to taste it.
Yes. Somebody was wondering if you knew how thermometers were made in the 18th century.
It's probably mercury thermometers, just like we don't use today.
Right? Just like we don't use today. Yep.
How about Jane Austen? In 1796, writing to Cassandra, she's like 20 years old. What dreadful hot weather we have. It keeps one in a continual state of inelegance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't wear my proper outfit. And there was at least apparently one reference. I don't have it somewhere. Someone talked about in this time frame hiding in their cellar, in their shift, and
Well,
it's like, it's like, well, I'm going to hide in the part of the house where I don't have to wear all the heavy clothes, and it's cooler. Don't let anybody in.
Right? You're like, I'm not at home for visitors. Well, we were at the Jane Austen Festival down in,
Yeah.
Kentucky?
Louisville.
And you got to kind of run at that word, right? You're like,
Yeah.
And
Louisville.
and they had a cellar under the historic house, and that was the place to be. It really, really helped to be down there because, of course, it was in the 90s for sure, and yeah, it was. You were feeling it, yep. So it was great to get inside and into the cellar. That was great down there.
If we dig on some of the other diaries of the time period, we will find places where we would expect to see complaints about the weather. And a lot of times the writers aren't, they will just tell you what the weather is, and they won't say that it makes any difference to them. So you dig in Matthew Patton's diary, I got it around here someplace, and he'll talk about how it affects the crops. It's like, oh, it froze and killed the corn, or it's too hot, or it's too droughty, or whatever. But he doesn't talk about it, being somehow detrimental to him, right? Or
he doesn't comment on it being annoying or anything.
I was really hot, I couldn't do such a thing. It's like, well, it affected the plants this way or that, but he's a farmer. He's doing what he has to do, and so he doesn't have very much to come. Boy, it got dark in here. He doesn't have much to say about how it affects him, other than in that way.
Someone was wondering, this made me think about it, because it'd be like, got an extra measure of switchel out to the farmhand. Somebody was asking if people drank switchel when it was hot, even if they were not doing outside work. So, if you were just hanging around inside, of course, because it was so hot outside, was switchel still kind of a summer drink?
I'll say yes, but I don't have anything to base that on. Basically because, again, it's not something that people are necessarily writing about. I think we're spoiled today. We have social media, we have blog posts, we have the ability to write so many of these things down. And that's a bit of a luxury for people in the 18th century. Matthew Patton is writing these things down because it's part of his business. It's his day book of transactions and work that he's doing, and so that's how he keeps track of things when he borrows money or things, or he needs to know something like, well, last year at this time this happened, but he doesn't have time to say, wow, boy, it was probably because he'd go, yeah, duh, when he reads it next year, of course it was hot in August. Why are you telling me this? That's what I've got. That's what I got today. Mm-hmm. So, you've got questions or thoughts? I am excited about the
episode.
the episode coming up. It actually was a bit surprising to me, some of the research, because I didn't expect what I was going to find. I thought it would be a lot harder, and that the story would be different than what it turned out to be. So it's one of those episodes where you're like, whoa, this has a lot more to it than I expected. And, it's kind of an ingredient that, yeah, it shows up, but, unless you're looking for it, you don't realize how important it is and pervasive and how far back it goes. So it'll be a fun one.
Okay, so if this is indeed spruce beer,
I'm thinking
probably, then it was 2019.
Yeah, so it's only 8 years old. Yeah, because the ginger beer would be 2 or 3 years older than that.
Yeah, right.
I think they all exploded.
The ginger, that would not be. Yeah, that was 2017. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I might be able to get there. We just have to be patient. It's got a lot of carbonation to work off. Oh, I wish I had a plate or a bowl here, but that's all right.
Hold on.
Just crash back.
Right. Oh, thank you, Amy.
Look at that. It's a pie plate.
Perfect.
It just shows up just when I need it. Okay, let's see what we can do here. You can see it properly. Here, we'll put a... You see it now? Oh, look at that. We might get there.
Hey.
It's very yeasty smelling.
See, I was telling people that I was worried you were just gonna try to drink it. Right? They're cheering you on.
Go, John, go, go, go!
What could go wrong?
Let's see if I got...
You want maybe
It's all right.
Okay.
Well, I could, if I don't, yeah, you could hand me that.
I'll wash it out.
Oh, you're going to wash it out.
I know, shocking. Well, we
Don't
wouldn't.
worry, if this is going to kill me, that's not going to help any. I think we're going to get there. What could possibly go wrong?
Hopefully nothing. Fingers crossed. Right?
I mean, whatever's alive in there has been alive a long time.
Well, then, look, if you're going to cause yourself digestive issues, way better to do it with the ginger beer or spruce beer than with salad, as...
No salad for me, thank you. And it hasn't stirred up the yeast too much in the bottom of it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Does it smell like spruce?
No, it smells like yeast.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, that's not exactly surprising.
It's a fun.
I still think it would be hilarious if we found out it actually was ginger beer.
Yeah, it's even older. Aged like a fine wine. Let's see if we can do it. Looks like champagne, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It's fizzy like champagne. It wanted to explode like champagne. I may have used champagne yeast. Set that over here. Well, if I'm not here next week, you know what happened. Is it spruce beer? It's better. If it's spruce beer, it got better. Because let me tell you, spruce beer.
Yeah, I mean, because it has. Okay, we don't have a lot of food or drink that has pine in it.
No. All 9,000 suspects. In for a penny, in for a pound. That's what I say.
This is very worrying.
Yeah, it's champagne spruce beer, and it got better. It got better. There's still a tiny bit of sweetness there, but the yeast has done its work over the 8 years. 8 years, and this is this side palatable. You could drink it and not say, "Bleh."
Thank goodness. All it took was nearly a decade
Yeah,
to get
almost a decade. And it won't kill you. Maybe. We haven't proved that yet.
Sweden style. Tony sends in a super chat. Some money in case you have to go to the ER later. You know, just in case.
Well, I think we've done it. We've tested out the 8-year-old spruce champagne. And it got better. It got better.
Thank goodness.
It's got better. I think Ryan and I are going to be working on a summer drinks episode.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we might even shoot it next week. Maybe.
August, you know,
Yeah.
it's still dead of summer, really.
Right.
I mean, it feels like it for sure.
Right. Want to give everyone a super thank you for your encouragement here on the channel. Super chatters and Patreon folks and people who go to our website and order amazing merch that we have available, or tricorn hats. You can't get a tricorn hat. Don't even kid yourself. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to wait a month and a
Yeah,
half,
if you don't mind waiting, you can get it, but it's been one of those kind of years.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for all your tremendous support. I want to thank Lauren and Ivy for their work on the live stream. We love coming in and having a fun time chatting and coming up with interesting, you know, we're always grasping at what the next thing is to research, and every single time it's a learning experience, and you help us do that. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a tremendous and cool, not sweltering, a nice cool weekend. Thanks for watching.